we've been able to partner with Old Sturbridge Village in bringing bus tour groups back to town. This is a process that's been lacking for probably about 10 years, a big initiative to bring the bus tour groups. Our whole thought process behind this is not only to have bus groups come to Old Sturbridge Village for the day, but also to experience what else Sturbridge has, the many shops that Sturbridge has. So maybe spend, rather than one day in town, spend a couple days in town. So last year was really the first year we saw bus tours come back. We know of 61 bus tour groups that came back to town, and there's already quite a number who have booked so far in this upcoming year. We've also worked with Old Sturbridge Village. You notice the banners on Route 131 and Route 20. That was helped through the tourism board. We partnered with them and helped them out. We've been able to help a number of groups, like the Harvest Festival, which we always sponsor every year. We've helped sponsor the Herb Fest, which Sally Green runs. The Dollhouse Miniature Show, which happens at the Host. And the big one, Pintastic, which is a big 3-day event. They'll be coming back in late June to join us again, but they probably produce about 500 room nights here in town. We've also partnered in developing an antique show that's Maxine Cardelome does on New Year's Day at the Sturbridge Host. So we didn't have a lot of money to work with in this past year, because of the funding that we received was from the year when basically everything was shut down. But in the upcoming budget that we have, that'll start July 1st, once it's approved by the town, we'll have a significant amount of money back into our budget where we can do more things. That's something that came out of some advertising that we did. We invested quite a bit of money in advertising, not only us, but Old Sturbridge Village, and that brought a lot of visitors back to town. People were itching to get out. So that's kind of some of the things we've been working on. Trails are seeing a big uptick in visitors, not only local people, but from out-of-state visitors. So it's a good thing. We're highlighting a lot of the trails on our website as well. So without further ado, I'll go through who we have today as our guests via Zoom. Mike Sperling from Sperling Interactive. He'll go through the website.
Great. Mike, you ready for me to start?
Christina Pappas, who's been working with our marketing from Open the Door, and Charisse Martinez from Discover Central Mass, which is our regional tourism council, who handles our area. We also have in the audience Kevin. What is it? Kuros, who's the Regional Director of the Commonwealth Economic Development. So he's in the audience as well. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Mike Sperling, and he'll go through what we've done on the website.
Great. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm hoping everyone will be able to see it. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So I just want to take you through the website and kind of what we have going here. So when you come into the website, you're coming into the homepage. We are featuring some different opportunities here and things to do right in kind of the slider section, this top piece of the homepage here. Kind of coming down, this is where one can get to all of the business listings that are on the site, right? So we have attractions and shopping, accommodations, dining, and kind of the outdoor options that one has. And then coming down further, there are a number of itineraries that Chris and her group have put together, which are great, which include, and I'll go through them in a second, but a number of kind of itinerary options for someone that might like the outdoors or is a foodie or those sorts of things. Coming into the top navigation here, we will look at, I don't know, let's do accommodations here. So one can come on to the site and see, where can I stay? And you have kind of all of the options here. I will click on public house here so we can see what that looks like. So at the top here, every business has the opportunity to have a number of images here. We really recommend that if you only have 1 or 2 images here, you can really have as many or as few as you want kind of up here, but you really want to get at least 3 to 5 up here. So if your business, we were trying our best to try to get as many photos as we can, but if your business only has 1 or 2, if you could help us and Terry, right, with getting kind of more images, that would be so he can swap it out. And then we have nearby attractions here, right? So at the bottom of each listing, we were trying to move the user around the site a little bit and show them, here are other things that you can do here. Here are those itineraries that Chris and her group put together. So I don't know, let's take one of them here. Let's go 10 ways to enjoy the great outdoors. So you'll see the way that these are built out here, where you can walk through and see what are the hiking options, golf options, right? Like all of the kind of outdoor options that that exist. And then at the bottom of each of these, there's always a where to stay, and we're promoting the accommodations and putting kind of heads in beds again at the bottom. Another piece we could really use your help with as a whole is making sure that events make it onto the events calendar. Right now, there are no upcoming events that are loaded in. If there had been events here, we would see kind of a listing of events here. I think when we're thinking about events, we want to make sure that they would be relevant to those that are visiting travelers. So as you're thinking about things, if there's summer music or other opportunities in and around Sturbridge, we want to make sure that they make it up here. We do have an option for everyone to submit an event. Right? So if you do want to make sure that your event kind of makes it in, you can come to this submit an event form, throw in an event title, an event description, date and time, an image, and just really fill out kind of all of the details here of the event, hit submit event. And what will happen is Terry and his team will get an email saying, hey, there's a new event, and Terry will go in and approve that event, and that will end up live on the site. So again, I mean, if, obviously there's nothing listed here at this moment, but we could use your help to get these events onto the website. We've got about here. A few details on Sturbridge and a history. Sturbridge, where history is so important. Sturbridge through the years here. And last but not least, we have the contact page here. Oh, one more, sorry. And the request a guide. So a visitor can come on and request a physical or digital version of the guide. Any questions?
Mike, can you just go to the very, very top in the red box so
sure.
guests can look at that?
Yep.
So, just click on that icon. Yep. What the Tourist Association is doing, we did this a few years ago. Business of the Year voting. So we have the 4 categories: eat, shop, stay, and play. So people can go on this website and vote for who they'd like to have, who they encourage to be their business of the year. It's somebody local. You have to kind of think about it a little bit, but you can vote as many times as you want. And what'll happen at our May meeting of the Tourist Association, we've set aside money, so each winner of each category gets a $1,000 marketing grant. So this is to help them out. This is, kind of a payback for us appreciating them doing business here in town. So we encourage businesses to go to this site and to vote on it. And as Mike said, if you have events, we need your events that are happening as well. So good.
Great. Any other questions or thoughts?
Things to do in Sturbridge, you get like a lot of other things that come up on the town page. No link on the town page that I'm finding that would then link first. So it does come up, but most likely someone wouldn't put that in. So they would put in things to do in Sturbridge, shop in Sturbridge. I'm not really seeing it come up on that search towards the top. Towards the top. I don't know a lot about that part of it. We obviously want people to find this site top 5, or at least on that main page of this.
I'm sorry, we were unable to hear on the screen here what the question was.
Okay, sorry. All right, can you hear me now?
Not really, no, I'm sorry.
Or maybe you can reiterate.
All right. What she's asking, Mike, is the new Experience Sturbridge. When you go into a Google search, it doesn't come up like in the top 5. You may have to kind of hunt and peck around for it.
Sure.
One of the problems that we have too, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Jasmine, one of the problems we want to get off is when you go to the town site, there's a visitor page and there's an Experience Sturbridge. That was part of the old. We want to get that off the town website. That has to be dropped completely.
The only bad thing is that that's coming up first.
Correct.
So if they go there,
Yeah, and just to, I guess, answer that question, I believe there's a plan in place to help with kind of SEO or, making sure we're found, paid search, all of those things. I believe there's a plan to kind of push forward on making sure that we do start to rank on the site.
Right. Yes, Jasmine. One of the things when we get to Christina, who's helping us with the marketing, she can kind of highlight some of that as well too, because we realize I've had the same issue. Okay, so there's so many Sturbridge sites out there, so it gets a little confusing. Yeah, there are a lot of websites out there, things to do in Sturbridge. Somewhere along the line, you'll get the Chamber's website as well, the Sturbridge Townships. So, we'll work. It's being worked on. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Any other questions of Mike? Okay, great. All right, thank you, Mike, very much for all your work. All right.
Of course.
All right, next we're going to go, hopefully this will get you some answers. Christina Pappas. Christina's been doing a lot of our marketing for us, and she's going to be working on some of the social media aspects of the tourism as well. And if you have any questions, I guess we've got the handheld mic, so you can pick it up and ask her. All right, Christina, it's all yours.
Great. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be here today. As Brian mentioned, a few years ago, we did start the process of developing the strategic plan to figure out ways to position Sturbridge to visitors so that we could drive more business to the destination. And, what came out of it, we did a lot of consumer research, talked to key stakeholders, and primary, secondary research. What came out of it was that Sturbridge is obviously a great destination for visitors, but all of the newer activities, the outdoor activities, the breweries, just different activities that would appeal to younger audiences looking to kind of meet up with friends and have an escape for a weekend or go, have young families. Those weren't necessarily being promoted. People knew Sturbridge for OSV and for antiquing. And so it was really about creating messaging for people to actually have that experience Sturbridge and really see all that it has to offer. So this new great website has been developed, and now we're just starting the marketing and promoting of the website. Mike took a couple of my key notes on the website, which is most definitely we need events to be able to market and promote the events. We do need photos, not only for the website, but for our social media activities. We're taking some photos ourselves, but certainly any contributions that anybody has are more than welcome. We would also ask that we're happy to share the Experience Sturbridge logo in the link to the website if you want to be putting it on your websites as well, so we could do a little cross promotion. And if you haven't shared your social media handles on some of those listings, we don't have it. So we are, asking that you share those handles as well. And if not, we'll do some research and find them ourselves and keep the website updated. We are in the process of developing a summer campaign for Sturbridge that'll be promoted from May 15th to August 31st. We've done this in the past couple of years at different times of the year, and we're looking again to promote Sturbridge for the summer in drive markets on media like Boston.com, Yankee, New York Times, a lot of digital advertising, WCVB, and we're in the process of putting that campaign together. But one of the important parts of that campaign is that we can promote Experience Sturbridge all that we want, but in the end, it's the destination. And so it's really branding for the destination, but all of you have the assets. So we would love to develop a landing page so that we can put summer offers or specials or value add, and really, as we have this advertising, drive people to a section of the website where they can see ways to directly book for a summer campaign. So we'll be sending out an ask for that as well. But in the meantime, if you want to think about what you might be able to offer, that would be fabulous. We also have a consumer survey that we started when we did the strategic plan, and we have updated it, and we'll be sending out a link for that as well, asking you to send it to your databases and post it so that your customers can be responding, trying to get an idea of who's coming, when they're coming, what they're doing, what they'd like to be doing, what they thought the destination was about, what they actually ended up doing. So that research is really helpful as we develop the marketing and promotion going forward. So those are a number of the updates. You're absolutely right on the search for the website. There's still some work to be done. So we're ramping up and we're putting the pieces in place so that we can really make sure that people see all that Sturbridge has to offer and experience it for themselves. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Does anybody have any questions of Christina, what we're doing? One of the things we developed as part of the marketing plan that we did with her was come up with the brand Experience Sturbridge like a local. It could be like a foodie, like a crafter, like a brewer, whatever we're really highlighting. So we want more people to start using this. I know I've talked to Christina about this. I don't know if any of you have seen the commercials on TV about Williamsburg, but Williamsburg is doing a promotion right now, and their tagline, their brand is "At Your Pace." So they're highlighting more than just the town of the historic site of Williamsburg. They're kind of going about what's around that area as well. So that's something that's I've seen on TV lately. So.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Brian, on the like a local. The research showed that the visitors who would potentially come to a destination like Sturbridge really want to feel like they are part of the fabric of the community. You know, they want to be, again, having experiences like a local. They want to know what's off the beaten path and what locals do themselves. And so that was, you know, as we explored the branding and the tagline, that was a really important part.
Can you hear us, Tricia?
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Tricia
Yes.
is with us from the Plymouth Tourism Office, and the cplymouth.com website is their tourism website, which has also been managed by Mike and Sperling. And I thought it would be a nice idea to have Tricia come and just speak for a few moments about their site and how they've enjoyed using it and what advantages they've been able to leverage from it to promote tourism in Plymouth. So Tricia, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Tricia.
Yeah, I've been using this now for, what, a year and a half or so. And it's very user-friendly. And anytime I have any problem at all, I just send an email over to Mike and his team, and they're very quick to respond and help out with it. But for the most part, it's self-maintaining, and I just update it, and it's extremely easy to use. And I have not that much experience, so it's very easy.
Very good.
Um,
Does it generate much interaction with your office, or does the website really leverage directly to the venues and attractions within Plymouth?
Well, we do use it quite a bit. Also, we have an app that draws from it, so that's very helpful. And people coming here to Plymouth, they're able to go to the app and get their lodging, set up their itineraries and such. And the information's updated quite regularly, probably even within the hour. If I update something on the website, it's very fast to go up to the app. And it's very user-friendly, I think, too. So probably even more so than the app.
Very good.
Yeah. Any questions?
All right, does anybody have any questions on how the Plymouth site works? No? No? Okay. Great. Thank you, Tricia.
You're welcome.
All right, I'd like to next introduce Charisse Martinez from Discover Central Mass. And again, Discover Central Mass is our regional tourist council for this area. So, Charisse, go right ahead.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm the Director of Sales with Discover Central Mass, and as what was just said, we're the Regional Tourism Council promoting Central Mass, 35 cities and towns, one of them being Sturbridge. Our goal is to promote Central Mass as a premier destination for tourists, trade shows, meetings, events, conventions. And once we get those visitors here into Central Mass, we really want to showcase the area and show them everything that we have to offer in Central Mass. Thank you for letting me be here this morning and listening to this presentation. We're really excited about the addition of this website, which will be another way for us to showcase the area, specifically Sturbridge. For our organization, our website has been a really integral part of promoting our member businesses and events happening in Central Mass, as I'm sure it will be for the Sturbridge area. We have a lot of great campaigns currently in progress or that we recently just completed that I wanted to share with you. We did the Perfectly Paired giveaway, in which we partnered businesses and we did different sorts of experiences for people to win. We are running an Expedia campaign. We're currently doing the Pour and Explore Tour, which is a passport program to highlight the breweries and wineries in the area, which we do have a lot of. Another big campaign we're currently running is the Worcester Tercentennial, which we're celebrating Worcester's 300th birthday. So that's been a really big event that's going to happen this year in June. Our website always features and promotes our members in articles about the area. Currently, we're doing a parent's guide to school vacation. We're doing sports spotlights. We're doing a promotion on local spring blossoms, and another one about tickets you want to get before they sell out. So just for your reference, our website, we ran the analytics from a period of January 19th to March 21st. That's the last time we ran the numbers. We had 41,701 users. We had 40,814 new visitors, and we had 174 page views. So our website, which I'm sure yours will, get to that point where you really do get a lot of traffic and you can really promote your businesses in the area. The most popular content on our website is our events calendar. I was going to say, if you do need events to populate your calendar, please feel free to log on to ours. We have a lot of events specifically in the Sturbridge area that you can use for your calendar as well. Other popular content is hiking in Central Mass, the hottest brunch spots in Central Mass, 91 things to do with kids and attractions. So we really have a good mix of content on our website. Some new content that we're going to be featuring is about Maple fans, honoring Black culture year round, and exploring the breweries and wineries of Central Mass. With our website, we like to share all this information through our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Just to give you an idea, for our social media, overall impressions for that date range I mentioned, we had 730,041. So our media really does cause an impact with the area. Our most popular social media content, we recently did a Polar Park giveaway, a Worcester Bravehearts giveaway, Old Stone Church, and Rose Room Cafe. Those were some of our highlights. Another part of our website that's very popular is the Central Mass Visit widget, which sounds like your itinerary page you have on your website. On this, users can click on the widget and create their itinerary and plan their stay in Central Mass. We also do customized widgets. For example, when the Worcester Common had their ice skating oval this winter, we did just a special widget for that location so people could figure out what they wanted to do after they had a day of skating. Visitors on our website can also subscribe to our weekly newsletter or request paper visitor guides. We also have special newsletters such as the Worcester Tercentennial newsletter that visitors can also subscribe to receive. Discover Central Mass also just started a new podcast series with Hank Stoltz. He's on a radio program in the Worcester area where we feature 3 of our members monthly for 10-minute clips so they can highlight their business. Hank also highlights Central Mass every morning at the top of the radio show, and we do entertainment report. Our marketing team does a really great job at tying all of our promotions together and using all forms of media, print, website, billboards, TV, radio, just to promote Central Mass area. So the addition of this new Sturbridge website will just be another way for us to really showcase and highlight this wonderful area that we all live in. So moving forward, we'd be happy to share your website on our page, on our social media. So we'll connect with you, Terry, to see how we can make that happen. We can also put your link on our page as well, just so we can really get the word out there for you. But I'm really excited to dive in and check out that website and looking forward to doing that. Does anyone have any questions?
Sharice, could you just explain to the visitors what area Central Mass is, because it doesn't really encompass northern part, just kind of, I know Sturbridge, Blackstone, and that what areas it kind of covers.
Yeah, we have a full list on our website, but just to give you an idea, we cover Sturbridge, Charlton, Holland, Wales, going towards Worcester, we have Grafton, Holden, Shrewsbury. There's, like I said, there's a full list, but we really encompass a really large portion of the Central Mass area.
Okay, great. And membership, if people want to be a member of Discover Central Mass, its cost is pretty reasonable?
Oh, very reasonable. It's based on the type of business that you have, but the rates are very low. We really encourage it. Central Mass not only promotes the businesses, we also advocate for funding through state and federal funding options. So that's a really big part of what we do, because we really want to keep the tourists coming into the area. But all this information is on our webpage, discovercentralmass.org. Or please feel free to reach out to myself or my executive director, Monique Messier, at any time, and we can give everybody information about membership.
Great, thank you. Anybody have any questions? Great, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bruce. All right, Kevin, you'd like to make some statement? Yeah, just get the handheld mic because it'll be easier.
All right, we're on. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kevin Kuros. I am with the Mass Office of Business Development. Our office reports into Secretary Mike Keneally, who is the Secretary of Housing and Economic Development. And the Mass Office of Tourism also reports into the Secretary. So tourism and economic development work hand in hand. I'm here because Terry invited me. We've had a great working relationship over the past couple of years in helping with economic development here in Sturbridge. And just a few real quick comments. Communities that are so tourism and hospitality based, like Sturbridge, have been obviously hit particularly hard by the pandemic, just because no one was traveling and dining out and everything else. So this is super exciting for me to see that this come to fruition. It's almost perfect timing that the website and all the new services are coming online just as people are starting to get out of their homes and starting to travel again. So very happy to see this come to fruition. And the other reason I'm here is that tourism is economic development, because you're bringing people to town, and they may come just to go to one destination, but then they spend a night in a hotel, or they go out to dinner or whatever. But the other thing is, from my perspective, we're more focused on the businesses than the tourism piece, because we stay in our lanes as far as what our agencies do. But businesses want to locate where there's kind of a vibrant, thriving community, and tourism is all part of that. So it's all kind of goes hand in hand, and we're just here really just to support the town and the initiative. And if there are any business owners either watching or here that would like to chat at some point about how the Mass Office of Business Development might be able to help, you can either get in touch with Alex from the Chamber, and she knows how to reach me, or with Terry, and we're happy to talk to anybody about how we might help you grow your business. So, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Terry, you have any comments you want to?
No, I'm glad that we were able to get together and work, and we look forward to working forward together on the website in the coming weeks as the tourism season gets underway. We've also been able to record this event, so we're going to put it on the town website. We're going to put it on our YouTube page so that people who were not able to attend can get a chance to view it and listen to the walkthrough of the website. So that's
Yeah,
good.
just remember, it's still, we're still working on this website. We're still adding information. We realize some people are not on there that should be on there. I know we we kind of go through it and we say, oh, what happened? Why isn't this person on there? And it's not Mike's fault. Mike was given a list of who to put on there, and then, you know, things change here in Sturbridge so frequently. People leave and new people get added, so we kind of have to keep this updated. But you know, we encourage everyone to go through it, and like I said before, if some information is incorrect on the information that we have, you know, reach out to Terry, or if for some reason you're omitted, again, reach out to Terry. And we need the events, because this will help Christina when she does the marketing. We just don't want to see one event on there and people say, why do you come to Sturbridge? You know, so, you know, you know, besides Old Sturbridge Village, we want visitors to realize there are some unique shops here in town. Okay, we want visitors to experience that. You know, as a former hotel manager, you know, I used to get quizzed all the time. What's there to do? Some people who live locally think, well, there's nothing to do here in town. Well, wait a minute, hold on. Let's think about this a minute. And Alex, you know that. And you kind of have to think, you know, Sturbridge is a little unique. It doesn't have a walkable type main street. We've always had that challenge. We have clusters of businesses, and, you know, central parking is an issue which the town hopefully will resolve. You know, there's a piece of property that they're working on trying to get that done. But again, our trails have done a significant amount of business, and not only from locally and visitors. So we want everybody to really experience what's going on here in town. So. Great. Does anybody else have any comments? I have two members of the tourism board, Tom Chamberlain, who many people know, Sandra Gibson Quigley, who's been a member of STA and also a past member of the planning board, Alex McNick here from the chamber. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time. Alex, go right ahead. You can get the microphone.
Hi, Brian, you can probably anticipate the question I'm going to ask, because we've lived it, you and I, for years.
Sure.
Relying on others to populate your website is challenging in the best of circumstances. I'd be interested, Charisse, how much does it come in organically from the members from DCM versus what members of the staff at DCM make sure gets populated? I know that for the regional website that we do, Jack's hunting for them. I mean, Old Sturbridge Village, they've got our address, but they're we're putting their events in more often than not. So it's just the nature of the beast. So do you have a plan for populating and maintaining the website on a weekly basis?
Alex, this is going to be a big challenge, and I realize that. I realize that when we developed this, and you and I go way back, it's going to be a lot of work for Terry too, because the businesses don't want to be forthcoming, and I understand, and I think some of the other members understand. A lot of these businesses are single owners, okay, and they wear so many hats, and it may slip through the cracks, okay. But again, it's like you have to keep kind of beating the drum, and it's only going to help them if they give us the information. But I know Terry's been out tried to do face-to-face meetings with people. It's just a constant battle, and you know, and why, I don't know, but. You know, if I was a business owner and I wanted to get promoted as much as possible, you know, let people know.
With our website, members have the option, and non-members, to upload their events to our calendar at any time. But like you just said, a lot of businesses just don't have the time to put it up there. So I often find myself scrolling through social media, Facebook, and if I see an event on there, I myself will personally upload it. So we also do a lot of reminding to our businesses and members. We send out an email blast that says, don't forget to upload your events to the calendar. And that seems to help us a lot. But we do have a struggle a lot of the time with getting people to list their events. So we unfortunately do it for them. But
So what I've told Christina a couple sites that she should kind of watch and follow. You know, I receive, because I'm a member, an Old Sturbridge Village newsletter weekly. So I forward it to her. Okay, it's up to her to gather whatever information she wants out of that. I told her to watch the Town of Sturbridge Facebook page, because the town administrator's office will always post something on there. And it's all these different websites. The Sturbridge community page, you know, people are posting, yeah, okay, there's some things, okay, lost dog or something like that. But there are some events out there. And, you know, like the Table 3 group, you know, we need some of the events that are going on there. We need some of the events that are going on at the Public House. This week on Thursday night, the Sturbridge Historical Society, they've started to do their monthly talks. They're bringing in different people to do different talks. The library is doing different things. So it's really constant, and it's going to be a lot of work on Terry. And the board has suggested to him to use some of the high school interns to research and reach out and find some of this information. And they could go through, they're very savvy as to websites and how to find the information, that we can get it on there, because we realize that you're going to have to do it yourself, you know, so. You know. Jasmine, go ahead. Jasmine, and tell us who you're with.
I'm Jasmine Sadie Greens, right, sort of. I definitely think getting the content up is key. The initial content of like the about and the pictures, and making sure that the businesses are all listed and accurate. And then of course events, you know, will come simultaneously after. I do think I only met Terry, a few weeks ago, a month ago, maybe. He came into the store, which for me as a business owner, I am wearing like all kinds of hats. So for him to come in and talk to me face to face really made a huge difference. Like, I definitely wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for that. I think emails get lost in the shuffle a lot of times. You know, you have emails coming in, sometimes hundreds overnight. You don't know it, you don't recognize it, you delete it. So face to face, I think initially for some businesses would be really helpful. I know it's a lot of work, but I think that once they know you and put a face to what this all is, it does probably in the end will be beneficial to the website. And in terms of events, I feel like a lot of the bigger places probably have a calendar already set up, projection for the next 6 months, or let's say the whole year, depending on OSV, of course. I'm sure they have one probably for the entire year. Some place like Oakhome, which isn't listed, they do a ton of events, which I can fill you in on that particular business. And maybe trying to say, hey, what are your events for the next 6 months? If they have it that far ahead, then you could be uploading those much, you know, prior to, kind of thing. And I'll talk with you more, Terry. I'd be happy to reach out to some businesses. I've already kind of made a list of some that aren't on the website, that should be on the website. I think it's just really starting the dialogue in a face-to-face way. It just makes it easier. And I think going forward, people will probably be more likely to give you the information, maybe coming up with some kind of like basic form that you could drop off at a business and say, hey, you know, is there anything you want to highlight on the page, versus emailing it? Because I feel like it really does get lost in the shuffle of email just on a daily basis. So maybe like a page that says, is there any events you have coming up? Is there anything that you want to highlight on your business? And then kind of maybe go from there. It might start the dialogue and get you some information that's necessary. I mean, pictures, they've got to, you know, somehow send you the pictures if they can. But I think it's new and it's exciting, and I think that it can be a great tool for tourists and locals. I mean, I think locals will even go on the site. They want to know what the events are. I mean, I'm always on the Sturbridge page. That's where I find most of my events is the Sturbridge Facebook page. Whether it be, you know, Lost Dog, but also, you know, concerts on the Common, that's a big one. Who they probably already have a lot of those things planned for the upcoming season and who's going to be playing and that type of thing. So, I mean, I'm definitely willing to work with you on this, and I think like the more information we can transfer back and forth to each other and get word out in the community, I think the better. And even today, I don't know if this event was posted on the Sturbridge page.
No, it was not.
But maybe going forward, any of these events or things that relate to this could be, because I do think a lot of people are looking at that page. Facebook, I think, is, you know, the platform that a lot of people, that and Instagram, but Facebook, especially ours, I feel like are very active. It's a very active page, so that's it.
Great. Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, she's right. I mean, in everything she says, so, you know. Anything? No. All right. Anybody else have anything? Okay, great. Well, we want to thank you all for coming. Thank you to our guests here for attending. We appreciate you seeing us on Zoom or whatever this is. All right. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, if anybody has any questions of us and you want to speak to us directly after, that's fine. Thank you all for coming. Okay. Gary, how you doing over there? Nice to see you.